Well, I want to thank all my generous donations today, but not the food donations. Please, people, give me money so I can pick out my own food. I'm feeling a little funky, and it's going to be 34 degrees in the morning, so I'm back here at Comfort Suites, where they have a nice walk-in and where I can sit there and shave while I'm showering. I'm about to spend about an hour in that shower. I have clean clothes in my pack. It was a quick trip here. Actually, the first Uber driver was driving a black Tesla 3, I think it was. And he just went right on past me like he didn't see me. Of course, he canceled the trip, so that means it doesn't cost me a dime. If I would cancel it, it would have cost me, I think the usual is about 13 bucks. I didn't get a very good deal on the room because of the holidays. They're still getting, well, I still got it about $20 lower than, so that's one of the reasons I got to be here. See the seep? See right there? Can you see in the mirror? See that seep right there? That's got to be taken care of. It doesn't have any odor, but when you wear light colored pants, you better keep them clean. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a little update. I'll be safe and warm tonight. It probably wouldn't be as bad as last night because they're not predicting any wind, but that wind can pop up at any time. But they did say 34 degrees, which means just to the west of here it will freeze. And last night was just as bad or worse than 34 degrees with the steady 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was horrible. And although I was, well, wrapped up and stuff, and once again, I've left 5 blankets, an oversized sleeping bag, and the only thing really of value other than the wheelchair is a new pair of shoes that are identical to those, except actually those are going to get washed this time. Last time I didn't wash them. No, I'll be wearing them in there and let's hope that the washing and drying machine that they got them fixed. They've had a full 9 days now. I'm getting a little too used to this staying indoors. But in the last couple of days, in the last 3 days, I've picked up about $200 worth of donations. So you're all the ones that made this possible. So thank you very much. And I think I'm going to go have a smoke before the hour-long session in that big walk-in bathroom begins. Yes, I'm pulling myself along in the executive chair. Yeah, I'll be spending, this is my second time in this particular room. So last time I was in there, and when you're shaving in the shower, a razor blade lasts twice as long as dry shaving. I think I have about 4 or 5 with me. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I have all the bandaging material. I just want it to go. I was not feeling well after. I did fall asleep in the afternoon though. This is how weird it was. I had a weird ass dream that I was in some new building on some campus somewhere. And they wanted me to, even though in the dream I'm 40 years old, they wanted me to go back to playing ball. And then I remember heading west. I was heading west, like out of town, or just traveling, and ran into some guy who had a nice, big, luxurious house and stuff, and he seemed to be. It's funny how my phone is reacting to that lamp. And there was another guy in it too. Actually, he was kind of like Emiliano, the Uber driver, and the homeowner and stuff we were talking about. And it come to find out he's actually the one that's funding my, playing a ball, and is the owner of the building I'm living in on campus and that sort of thing. And he pours himself a big scotch. There's probably a message somewhere in that dream. And at one point, the Hispanic gentleman who was keeping his company, as the guy, I think he actually finished off a small glass of neat scotch and then poured himself about a good 4 inches. And just as he goes to take a drink, the Hispanic dude, who I had the impression he was a Texas state trooper off duty, and he put his hand over the top of the guy's glass. So a good message for me right there. And, I doubt I'll be. Anyway, I'm already feeling better just because they do have HEPA filters in this building. Oh, I really need my hair trimmer kit that she stole. I know that was her. I left it. Was part of my fault. I made it too easy for her to steal. I just left it on the seat, and as she was walking by on the sidewalk, she must have spotted that dark spot amongst all that blue or whatever, and just snagged it, pocketed it. She was always wearing those big shoplifter type jackets that usually have a big outside and a big inside pocket. Matter of fact, I've got a cardigan in there that's got shoplifter type pockets in it. Not that I'm going to use them for anything other than hand warmers. And there's some hand warmers in that bag, but I really didn't bring much this time. Didn't need to. Mostly all that was left was a duffel bag full of tinned beef and some cheese sticks, and I got most everything of value with me. Anyway, it's time for me to go out and have a cigarette or 3, because actually that's a good coffee machine there. Seriously, I told you before at the Hawthorne Inns and Suites, yes, I'm doing this. I wish I'd come in earlier today. I could have checked in at 3, but actually it was around 3 o'clock or 4 when people. It's around 3 o'clock when people finally started leaving me the fuck alone, and I was able to nod off for a little while. And compared to the Mr. Coffee machine, which is twice the size, it makes twice the amount of coffee and stuff like that. It makes a delicious cup of coffee. It doesn't come out as hot as these little Hamilton Beach cups. I like these. So I think I'm going to make me a cup of decaf and double cup it and go outside and have a couple of 3 smokes while this uploads. So I'm back in the saddle again. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's just to be away from the sound of traffic. Not that it was almost completely dead when I left. There was almost no traffic. And you know what? Just as I was waiting on the first Uber trip that, as I was waiting on the second one, the first one canceled. As I was waiting on the second one, guy pulls up in a loud ass sports car, and he knows I've probably flipped him the bird a time or two. And he's, 30 feet away and asking me if I want food, which tells me he doesn't know anything. No, I left about $100 worth of food on the ground around me today to get through the message to people to stop bringing me food and leaving it, especially when I have my eyes closed and I'm trying to nap, to stop. pissing away because they wasted $100. They wasted enough money on food today that I did not need and did not want, and this may cause me to have cannon butt tonight. I had pissed away enough money to pay for this room. So thank you for your self-centered, I understand your problem is y'all don't carry cash, y'all carry plastic. And that's at the root of the problem. It's actually the first time I've noticed anything is that they didn't do a good job of smoothing the sheets. Those sheets have been kind of they were left to dry in the dryer. But I've been in that bed before. It's comfortable. Matter of fact, if I laid down now, I'd have trouble getting up. I'm fatigued, but you can tell it in my voice. I've burnt out from. That's an odd way to leave but I guess that is for. This ain't my first time in this room. Y'all have seen me shoot men before in here. I'm sick of constantly being assaulted. This morning, I tried to sleep. It was actually at least 6 or 7 times, and people would go, "Sir," real loud, like that. And I hate doing that because they would wake me up and then give me some crap from like 7-Eleven. As a matter of fact, I left a bag full of food hanging on my wheelchair, like I'm coming back at any moment from 7-Eleven. That's, stuff that's left in that bag I did take out took the Gatorades with me because there is a refrigerator there. Not that I drink it, but it was just, there's probably, in that bag alone, there's probably $25 worth of shit left. The snacks, doodads, chips cooked and deep fried in palm oil, stuff like that. Oh God, you people eat some horrific crap. I've really had all the food I need today. I did bring the vegan. Let me show it to you here if I've got it somewhere nearby. And I noticed in this one that it came out, but that's because they're refrigerating it. Starbucks may have gone away from, what the fuck is it? The GMO'd, this is just this is the ovo-lacto. But if you look closely, can you focus? You can see that apple is starting to oxidize. I've had these before that were, probably packed days beforehand, but they're transported at super cool temperatures. And those apples would still be, just pearly white. So maybe they've gotten the message there. I know that Starbucks recently, because their employees union decided to back the Palestinians, Starbucks has lost over $11 billion. That's what happens when you go politically correct. I can sit here and tell you stories all night about companies that decided to back the rainbow or back some, if you're a terrorist lover in America, especially like in Pflugerville, most of the people in Pflugerville are fairly patriotic people and stuff. They're not real, Pflugerville ain't a bunch of leftards, pretty conservative bunch. And I'm surprised that they haven't, boycotted the Starbucks. But then again, they probably just don't give a shit about the news and what the employees union is doing. So that's it. I'm going out to have a smoke or so. But yeah, these things are pretty tasty. They're those eggs, the water doesn't separate like 7-Eleven. I think there's some little tasty and they have a good like sea salt, poppy seed, sesame seed sprinkled to go on the eggs. And there's some cheddar cheese in there. few grapes, and that's really probably the only meal I'm gonna need. They have free breakfast here. That's part of the deal. Actually, I might take advantage of that because that does, although I'm not sure about their oil, but they make a pretty edible little omelet and plenty of sausage. But the question is, will I be up in time? Because I probably won't check out till checkout time. I'm going to wait, make sure it's warm, and I've washed the clothes on my back. Anyway, that's some of the. It's kind of sad when you can, because usually when somebody gives you some $1 bills and stuff like that, that means that this is their tip money that they're working in the service industry in Pflugerville. Most of the people in Pflugerville, they throw down at least a 5 or 10 or 50 or 100. And it makes me kind of sad to take anybody who's working in the service industry to take their tip money. And shit, but then again, sometimes they carry, wealthy people carry $1 bills only for tipping at places where that don't have electronic tipping. So once again, there's my urinal. Okay, cigarette time. Maybe I'll shoot a scene outside.